Here are the 3 reasons why I'm choosing to live in Poland over England. So every time somebody asks me where I'm living and I tell them Poland, they're always like, why Poland? It's a good question. I mean, a lot of people move from Poland to England, but it's not as common for people to kind of go the other way around. So I'm not surprised when people do ask me this question. Tends to be the English people going to Poland, kind of just there for like stag do's, parties, benders basically. So it's not too big of a surprise when people, they're a bit curious as to why I decided to live in Poland. But that's why I'm making this video, so I can give a bit of my perspective on why I kind of made this decision and why I think it's the best decision for me right now. 3 reasons why I chose to live in Poland rather than England. Number 1, easy one, the weather. Now, it's no news to anyone that in England, it rains more than absolutely anything. There's 2 things that are certain in England. It'll be raining and people will be drinking. And those 2 are actually interconnected. Because whilst it's raining every day, what else is there to do than sit in the pub? So it makes perfect sense. Nice to visit, not a great place to live for me. I mean, even though I'm ginger, I like the sun. I like to be outside doing things. I like to play football. I like to play tennis. I like to ride my bike. Things you can't really do when it's chucking it down all day and night.
It's been nice knowing you.
And people always ask me when I tell them I live in Poland, how do you deal with the cold weather? And don't get me wrong, like in the winter, it's kind of rough. It snows quite a lot. And it can get very cold. But that's the winter. It's kind of supposed to be like that. And in England, in the winter, it just rains. But it also does that in the summer and the spring and every single month of the year. I've just been there for 2 weeks in England and Ireland. Rained every single day. Every single day. Imagine that. When it rains in Poland, it does not rain like it does in England. It's like an hour max. People don't know what rain's like here. They don't know it. They don't know. Go to England for 1 week. You'll be depressed and hungover. The worst combination. So even though the winters are rough, you can wrap up, get your woolies on, your nice cute woolly hat, your mittens, your gloves, your boots. You'll be fine. Rain, there's no fix for that. Umbrella, it'll blow away. It's windy too in England. So for me, the weather is a massive factor. Summer in Poland. Summer in Poland, 30 degrees a lot of the time, 20s mainly, very rarely dips below 20s. And even when it does, it's kind of welcome because it's probably been super hot for a while before that. Quite a lot of sun in comparison to England. So I'm a big fan of that. I actually feel like I get a summer. So that is the number 1 reason. Not the number 1 reason, the first reason I'm going to tell you. Number 2, location and access. So this one's a bit more, maybe not as obvious, but the area. So Poland itself is in a great area in reference to Europe. Great location to kind of access other countries by train, bus, cheap flights. You can just get on EasyBus to EasyBus, EasyBus, aka Flixbus, to Berlin, Budapest, Vienna, all like sub 8 hours. Super cheap. We just can't do that in England. We can go to Scotland, Wales, Ireland, quite cheap and easy. Ireland, not even that cheap actually. and you can't get there by bus. But they all just feel the same. Like, I always say Ireland's just like England with worse weather, nicer people, better Guinness. Everything else pretty similar. That might cause some offence there. That's probably not true. That's a very naive perspective. But I am an 8th Irish, so please forgive me for that. But yeah, Poland, I can go to Hungary, Germany, Austria, Slovakia, all these places right now for cheap on the bus, which is great. And obviously it's in the EU too, which is kind of a bit of a sore spot right now for people in England because of the old B word that I won't mention here right now. I won't get into the political side of things, but yeah, Poland kind of gives you that access that we might not technically have anymore. So yeah, that's a big one for me. Allows me to be in Europe and kind of travel there more freely and easily. So that's a great one right there. Number 3. Last but not least, the cost of living. Most people know living in England it's expensive. Even for us that are living there earning in pounds, you know. Rent's crazy right now. The cost of living from supermarkets, just buying beers, it's all just shooting up and up through the roof. Like a lot of the world, but it's, for me, to live in a city like Manchester, the closest city to my hometown, €700, €600 maybe are like the average price across Europe for a studio in the city centre. It's not going to get me very far. It's probably going to get me a cardboard box, to be honest. So it's kind of rough right now to live there. Whereas in Poland, for that same money, you can get a lot more. You can get a lot more. You can get this place right here that I'm living in, which is a lot more luxurious than the place I would get for myself in England. So yeah, if you can remote work like myself, then it's a good option for you right now, especially if you can't afford to live in your home country because of the rent prices. Moving to a country where you can afford to live is always a great option in that sense, and Poland kind of ticks that box for me right now. The prices of rent are getting higher, but generally now it's still better value for my money in Krakow, Poland, rather than it is Manchester, England. And I knew it was a great city before I came, from what I've heard, from what I've read, but I was really shocked once I first came here on like a travel basis to just see how well the city's kind of run, how clean it is, how safe it is, how good the public transport is, all the bars, the restaurants, the people. There's a great international kind of community as well. And obviously a lot of friendly locals, younger people as well, because it's a bit of a student city to some degree. So it's got kind of everything you could wish for, really, for kind of younger online worker. So yeah, that's probably the biggest reason, my final reason for why I would choose to live in Poland over England. Yeah, so yeah, I'm probably gonna bring the video to an end right now because I have realized I've been talking a lot, and I did kind of promise at the start of the video that I would try and keep it sub 10 minutes. You know, I promised I would keep it sub 10 minutes, and I'm gonna aim for around the 5-minute mark. So I am gonna bring the video to the close. I just wanted to do a bit of a quick one, as a lot of people ask me why I choose to live in Poland over England, and then my 3 reasons. Obviously, that is subjective to myself. Might not apply to you, but if it does, that'd be great to know below. Have you moved to Poland recently or considering it? Please let me know. What are your kind of thinking points? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Would love to hear about that. Maybe what you would think, and any locals too that want to give me recommendations for living in Krakow and Poland more generally. Yeah, it's all welcome in the comments down below. Yeah, if you like that, subscribe down below. Thanks for checking the video out. Hopefully see you soon. Peace. That didn't work. I tried.